Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the notion of your embassy riding to the rescue. And I thought of this when reading an article from the Pattaya Mail, pattayamail.com. Article is titled, Pattaya Can No Longer Rely on Elderly, excuse me, the actual title is I've got it here, is Pattaya Can Longer Rely on Retiree Expats. I don't know if that was meant to be no longer or if it was kind of a play on words. But again, Pattaya Mail, pattayamail.com. Urge folks who are watching this video, go read that article. A lot of insight. Just going to quote one excerpt here that I thought was useful for purposes of this video. Quoting directly, desperate publicity about Brits stuck in Thai hospitals, dependent on crowdfunding to save their lives, has finally killed off the nonsense that the embassy will ride to the rescue. There is this kind of misconception out there, I think among all expats, and different countries of origin treat their expats differently. That's just a fact. But there is this kind of common misconception that if you go overseas, your embassy is like your shadow. It's like always kind of there, or it cloaks you and would help you if you get in some sort of major issue in that country. Yes, there are circumstances. For example, when this whole pandemic thing started up, the U.S. Embassy was providing repatriation loans for people to go back to the United States. They assisted in making travel arrangements for those who wanted to get out of Thailand and go back to the U.S. You know, yeah, there are things that embassies do, but this notion that they're kind of a rescuer, that they'll ride to your rescue under any circumstance, it's not really the case. And we've dealt with this a lot, this kind of popping and bursting of this bubble, if you will, this disillusionment by some folks when they encounter criminal charges, for example, here in Thailand, and they're like, well, go get my embassy. I want to talk to my embassy. Well, yeah, you can talk to a consular officer, and they're going to say, you're going to need to contact a lawyer. And sometimes we get contacted directly by the consulates, and they say, hey, we got this guy in there. You may want to go talk to him, see if you can help him, because that's not their function. Their function is just to make sure, you're not being abused, but the fact that you're in jail, that's your issue. And again, health issues, same way. If you get injured abroad, it's not really the embassy's duty. And I know a lot of expats get very passionate about this topic, but it really, I personally think, I've always considered myself an immigrant in many ways, notwithstanding the fact that, I love the United States. I'm glad to be from the United States. I wasn't a refugee. I just ended up traveling to another country and ended up living there. So in my paradigm, I'm basically an immigrant. But I know there are expats who are passionate about this, who think that, the embassy could do more about certain things. Reasonable people may be able to disagree on that. But, this notion that anything that happens to a foreigner in a foreign country, or in this case, Thailand, and the embassy is going to ride to your rescue, you need to disabuse yourself of that, because by thinking that, you could put yourself in a situation where they're indeed not going to do that, and then you're in a position that you have to deal with it yourself, and you may not be able to.